off against Everton, having been left out by Ollie in one of his first games, shaking his head at the end of the game. He was doing that to Rashford and all that with the body language. He knows what he's doing, Cristiano. He's an experienced player, and players of that power.
Loads of players do it.
But players of that power, they have a really negative.
Loads of players do
but
it.
they have a really negative influence on the others when they do it.
I'd be worried if he was happy to be taken off.
No,
happy
I
to be
know,
on the
but the
bench.
influence they have on other players is really negative because of the power that they have. They're in an influential position. I love him to bits.
Obviously not today, because Fernandes, the manager, said the spirit is great.
I love Cristiano to bits, but you can't defend him leaving the ground
I'm not saying, of course not. And there was other players left. And they will get punished. Like we were in a dressing room with players. You get punished if you make a mistake, of course. No, that's part of his. But he gives you something back.
Right.
We sit every week.
But he doesn't give enough back. He doesn't give enough back at the moment. No, he does not give enough back at the moment. He doesn't.
He scores a goal every 2 games. He scores a goal every 2 games for Man United.
It doesn't.
He does. Do you want the stats?
Yeah, but
he scores a goal every 2 games.
Roy Keane here, defending Cristiano Ronaldo. And we've seen this a lot in the media the past 48 hours. If he'd been playing games this season, United would have scored more goals. If he was on the pitch yesterday, would Manchester United have won the game? Essentially, that's the argument. And what Roy Keane is missing here is the fact that the manager of Manchester United has to be in control. Leaving early, walking down the tunnel when the game hasn't finished, leaving the ground before the game finished is unacceptable behavior from any professional football player. If you allow Ronaldo to do this, you set the precedent to everybody in the dressing room that this is acceptable, or he is above everybody else in the squad. And his performances don't warrant it. His output doesn't warrant it. It's just his name. It's just his fame. It's just what he used to be that does. Roy Keane is so wrong here.
Lose games with him.
They
can't carry him. They can't carry him.
They hammered against Man City.
They can't carry him.
They lost to Brentford.
Yeah, they always
go on today to all celebrate like they won the league. Man United are 5th in the league.
This is great television.
Big argument, as you can see, going on there. And Roy's argument is, they've lost games without him, they've lost games with him. You can't just put it on him. Roy Keane here is fundamentally ignoring, let's just forget the soft facts and what's going on in the dressing room. He's ignoring the fact that we are a superior footballing team without him. Yes, we lack the clinical edge up front. No one's denying that. But we don't create the opportunities when Ronaldo is in the team against these bigger sides. It's as simple and as straightforward as that.
How much would you play him at Manchester United right now?
Well, if he's doing the business, which he did last year in a bad...
But Roy, he isn't doing the business. This is the thing, Roy. He's not doing the business, mate.
Man United team. And, of course, he's missed pre-season. That's a huge effect on a player, no matter what.
So, listen, let him continue, then I'll say something.
What age you are, if you missed all the pre-season, you couldn't get up to speed.
So you're already admitting, Roy, that he's not up to speed. You're admitting that he's not up to speed. But why was he not at pre-season, Roy? He wasn't at pre-season because he did not turn up. He went AWOL. He got fined for that as well. He tried to force a move away. Didn't happen because nobody wanted to buy this guy that you're saying we should be putting at the forefront of our team. That's why he doesn't have a pre-season, Roy.
But I still feel Ronaldo, and he doesn't have to play every game. Of course he's not.
But he won't settle with.
But let's just hear what Hasselbaink said.
He won't settle with that. I don't think that he...
That's the thing, Roy. Roy Keane has done his own argument there. He's done his own argument. He shouldn't. He doesn't have to. Let's just listen to what he said again. I want to get the wording right. I don't want to misquote him here.
In a bad Man United team, and of course he's missed pre-season. That's a huge effect on a player. No matter what age you are, if you missed all the pre-season, you couldn't get up to speed. But I still feel Ronaldo, and he doesn't have to play every game.
Doesn't have to play every game. But that's exactly why he's throwing his toys out the pram.
Of course he's not.
But he won't settle with that. He won't settle with that.
I think he will settle. The reason he walked down the tunnel is based on your own logic there. Roy Keane's done himself. And I'm surprised no one's called him out on it. He doesn't want to settle for not playing every game. That is why he walked down the tunnel. So you know yourself, Roy, that he's not fit enough to play every game and he's too old to play every game. But he's going to storm down the tunnel whenever he doesn't get his own way. How can the manager of Man United allow this to happen? Let me just say this about Roy Keane. This is why he's a legend of a player, a world-class player, in my opinion, top 5 midfielders in Premier League history. But the way he's behaving here is exactly why he was a bang average manager.
Keane, Cristiano Ronaldo are legends of Manchester United, and we live in this world now where everyone's got a voice. And I feel that I've got to defend our manager. I wanted Erik ten Hag as Manchester United manager. I fought against it, like many United fans, publicly, to say this is the guy to come in and rebuild this football club, not Pochettino, because that's what certain United. I mean, Roy Keane and Paul Scholes wanted Diego Simeone.
Let that sink in. Goldbridge here, spitting pure, unadulterated facts. These guys wanted Simeone.
Publicly, this is a guy who lives off 35% possession. So, look, legends of the club, but they don't always speak a lot of what the fans want. Erik ten Hag is not doing a good job at Manchester United, and Erik ten Hag is taking digs at Ronaldo publicly. Erik ten Hag's the manager, Roy.
Also, Ten Hag hasn't made any digs. He has spoke about how important the team spirit is. He hasn't slagged the player off. He has said, even after saying disciplinary action's got to be taken, he has still said that he needs Ronaldo, that he wants Ronaldo. I don't think he actually means that. I think he's saying it to be professional. He's doing it to not throw the player completely and utterly under the bus. But he is certainly not taking digs. But the manager of Man United needs to be respected. And this is the problem where Roy Keane is wrong. Yes, this manager, and look, Peterson said the same thing. Who is this clown that's come in? It doesn't matter who the manager is. I said it about Moyes. I said it about Ollie. We can't disrespect the position the person holds, because when you start to diminish the position they are in, everybody suffers. And that is what we're seeing here. 10 years of disrespecting the role of manager of Man United. I warned you all this would happen.
Erik ten Hag is the manager. 5th place for this Manchester United side's not good enough. Have you watched us for the last 3 years? We've been an absolute shambles, mate. I'm tired of this old boys club. I saw it with Solskjaer. Solskjaer was an absolute joke as a manager of Man United. And week in, week out, you've got these ex-players sat on the telly, not calling it how it is, because it's a mate from the dressing room 20 years ago. And we're now getting it with Ronaldo. Apparently, Ronaldo should be playing for Man United tonight. I love Ronaldo. He refused to come on the pitch. He walked down the tunnel. He got in his car and he went home. It's unbelievable in front of 75,000 people and the world's watching. It's unbelievable. What are we talking? I agree with that. Why are we talking about Ronaldo should have started tonight? And why are we talking about on national TV that Erik ten Hag isn't doing a good job?
Absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on there from Mark Goldbridge. As we've said before, this isn't about whether or not the game should have. The talking points after the game should have been about how well Man United played in that first 45 minutes, the resilience to come back from a Man United point of view. Of course, there's Chelsea talking points as well. The fact they brought it back to Ronaldo is ridiculous. And I said this on the football terrace last night. Ronaldo could have come on and made an impact yesterday. Of course he could. Ronaldo could have come onto the football pitch and made a fundamental impact, could have scored us a goal or two. Of course he could. One of the best finishers still in the world. But it's not Ten Hag's fault he wasn't playing. It is his own. It is his own. If he hadn't done the disgraceful, disrespectful thing that he did by walking down the tunnel, driving home before the full-time whistle, he would have been in the squad. He may have even started this game. Who knows? He may have been there to help Man United, but his behavior cost us. Ronaldo is the only person to blame. And to suggest that Erik ten Hag is not doing a good job is, in my opinion, either the most ludicrous point I've ever heard from pundits or the most forced opinion created by the script writers of EastEnders. It's not real. You don't believe it. To be a point away from the top 4, having played all 5 of the top 6 in the opening 11 games. 5 of our 11 games have been against the top 6, which is mad, really. To have started poorly, where the old system was being flushed out, and to be where we are in the league, I think is tremendous so far. And I still think there's more to come. More investment is needed, a better squad is needed. But Ten Hag has done a brilliant job so far. Fans are actually falling in love again with the players and with the team. And for Roy Keane to not recognize this, for him to disrespect the most important element here, and I want to leave this to this point, really. But the behavior in the dressing room, the culture at the club, the structure of the football club is every bit as important as the style of play. In fact, you can't create a good style of play and cohesive and consistent performances without having the dressing room in order first. The dressing room is what's cost us so many times at Man United in the past decade. But the reason that dressing room has been bad is because player power has ruled the club, and that has been endorsed and supported by the owners by their actions. Those things have to change first to create the quality football on the field of play. And there's no doubt in my mind that United's spirit to come back yesterday against a very good Chelsea team was spurred on by the situation with Ronaldo. Now, these players are not stupid. They will know in their heart of hearts, we need to be more clinical. We need to be better up front. They'll whisper it quietly in the dressing room. They might just say it in their own heads. They know that the squad needs to improve. A lot of these players know in 18 months they're maybe not going to be here. And that's beautiful. That's where you want to be as a football club. And listen, Roy Keane is a legend. I'm not one of these Man United fans who wants to take away legendary status from players because they have an opinion that I disagree with. But for me, Roy Keane is absolutely wrong. And it's right that Mark Goldbridge went on national radio and called him out. I mean, YouTube has a big voice and we get to speak to tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. It was great to see Goldbridge speak to millions of listeners yesterday and set the record straight. Because if Man United fans don't do this, no one else will do it for us. Most pundits will take the side of Roy Keane or Ronaldo, like neutral pundits. Rivals certainly will because they want to make Man United look bad. We had the best performance in years against Spurs. And Roy Keane's even played that down by saying it wasn't even that great. Of course, that's what people are going to do. The headlines the next day were not about how well we played. They were about Ronaldo. We have to push the narrative. As fans, we need to support the football club in that way. And it's very, very important to do so. But I want your comments on this. Who do you back in this? Roy Keane, Mark Goldbridge, Gary Neville? Obviously, I'm on the side of Gary Neville and Mark Goldbridge. I'm Team Goldbridge on this one. What do you think and feel, people? Hit the like and the share button. We're back later on today with more content. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you soon. Thank you.